Okay, so some of us can admit it. It's a relief for the grown-ups. Back to school, often a stressful time, but for kids and parents alike. And knowing some techniques to ease the stress can make all the difference. And joining us with some helpful tips is Meghan Leahy from Positively Parenting. Meghan, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
It's so great to see you. We love having you on. What is the one thing, Meghan, that we're wrapping up the summer, we've done camps, we've done vacation, but what do we as parents kind of forget as we're kicking off the new year?
We need to remember, I like to call it, giving our kids some space and grace, which means don't assault them with your questions directly after school, right? What's your teacher like? Did you make any friends? How was lunch, right? Unless you have a very chatty kid, and some of us may, that is a surefire way to shut down conversation.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, children tend to come out of school, especially the younger children, but sometimes the older ones too, overstimulated, right? Their sensory systems are kaput. And so even the most innocuous question from you, a loving parent, will send them over the edge.
We're so curious. We want to know, do you like your teacher? Are you happy? Is everything working out? It's just, we can't stop. We can't help ourselves. But how do we deal with this? So
you give your child some protein and some good carbs, right? And that's after school or after daycare, aftercare, whatever, whenever you're seeing them. Ask a question and feel the resistance. Do they want to talk? Do they just need a minute? And be willing as a parent to stay quiet.
Wow, that's hard sometimes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I have to bite down on a stick half the time.
So I feel better knowing I'm not the only one, that even you feel that way.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask you, we start off the new year, we want to get the training back in order, Meghan. Is that always a good thing to do at the beginning of the year?
No, right? So when you add back to school schedules with parents' work schedules and deadlines to leave in the morning, that equals stress. Okay, so whenever you are trying to teach your child something and you have to be out the door at a certain time, that guarantees failure. So I recommend, and I learned this from my buddies at the Parent Encouragement Program in Kensington, Maryland, highly recommend them, that you train your children on the weekends when everyone is relaxed, there's no deadline, and you can have trial and error.
And there's no pressure at that point.
And there's no pressure.
That's a great idea.
And if the child makes a great sandwich after dinner, it's ready for school the next day.
What a great idea. I also want to ask you, so many parents, they know what teacher they'd like their child to have, and then you find in the mail, it's not quite the teacher we were hoping for. How do you deal with that? You obviously don't want your child to know it's not the teacher that you were hoping for, or if you get off to the wrong foot. How do you make that connection with the teachers?
Give every teacher a chance. Every teacher, in their own way, is doing the best job that they can by your child. They want to teach your child and have a great year. So I always encourage parents to reach out to the teachers and do like little questionnaires, for instance, like what is the teacher's favorite food, the favorite color, where did they love to travel, how do they like to take vacation? And share this with your kids, especially young kids, and it forms little bonds. And it also humanizes the teacher for you, the parent.
Yeah, that is a great idea. Meghan, you always have the best tips that I feel like we should all know instinctively, but never do. Meghan Leahy, we love having you on. Thanks so much for joining us. And for more of her great advice and coaching, head to positivelyparenting.com. You're watching World News Now.